I'm an American walking through a park in Moscow, Russia. And this episode, I want to show you what life is like in Moscow, specifically because I want you to see what Russia's like, what Moscow is like. I want you to decide, are the Russian stereotypes you've heard of, do they match what you will see in this video? Is Russia a scary place? Are bears wandering the streets? Would you ever vacation here? Would you bring your children here? Find out what it's really like right now. I guess the men are drunk and the women are beautiful, and I will soon be eaten by a bear. Where is the snow? Is Russia a scary place? Would you come here? I saw some police earlier. You can leave angry statistics in the comments if you wish. Oh wow. Kremlin Tower is going off just in time as we approach. So what I'm gonna do right now is run through the city of Moscow and go to different places and look at people on the street, look at the crowds, film, and we're gonna be looking for Russian stereotypes. And here is my list. Russians don't smile, that's a stereotype. So I'll be looking for grumpy people. They wear Adidas, or as they like to say, Adidas. The women are beautiful and thin. There's bears in the street. There's drunk men, and they are often drunk off of vodka. It's cold and it's snowy. Now, you just saw from my intro, it is cold and snowy. You see I'm wearing a coat. It's cold. But is it always cold and snowy? Apparently not. So we can scratch that stereotype off the list right now. Now, help me look, guys. As you can see, like I said, very green right now. No snow in sight, although we did have snow in May recently. And this is the neighborhood I live in, so nothing bad and nothing fabulous, just very typical, I would say. And so leave a comment also and let me know if I missed a stereotype. But I'm just going to have the camera on for a minute here and walk through this area, and we can look for the stereotypes. So far, I haven't gotten close enough to anyone to see grumpiness. I definitely don't think I've seen any Adidas. Beautiful women, we'll see. Bears in the streets, not yet. Nobody drunk. And I know that's kind of a joke, but there are countries where you see drunk people on the street. And so we should look for that in this video. This is the entrance to a metro station. This is, in a warmer weather place, I would call it an outdoor market, but it's Russia, so they put it indoors. Okay, so that's our list. So we've ruled out snow all the time. So we've got 5 things left here. And I'm walking you through areas that are normal. They could be good, they could be bad. This, to me, is not the nicest little spot behind these stores, but I just want to give you a realistic vision of what Russia is. Because some people like to say that I only show the good parts. So, still no Adidas tracksuits. And the faces look normal to me. And people look, I would say, in terms of like being beautiful and thin, I would say they look not fat, you could say, right? And I also know it sounds silly, but I don't see any bears yet. Construction. They're replacing the sidewalk. It was perfectly fine in my opinion, but they seem to do construction all the time and replace things that don't even need replacing. Make sure you're leaving comments and let me know what you see, because I might miss something. So that was a typical walk through part of a neighborhood, And now we are going to go into the metro so we can look for stereotypes there in the metro. And while we're at it, how does the city look? Does it look like New York? Does it look like London? Do Russian people look like people in your city? Aha! Did you see that? That man just went out of his way to throw trash in the trash can. And there was a man sweeping up in the middle of traffic. Take a look at the clothes people are wearing. How do they dress compared to people in your city? I would say compared to Americans, Russians dress up more. They dress more like they're going to a casual Protestant church service every day, or better. This metro of mine is the most boring metro in Moscow City, I think. So please do not judge the Moscow Metro based off of this metro station. So far, Moscow is not impressing me with Russian stereotypes. Push the envelope a little bit now then, and I will go to a street that I've heard is famous in the center of Moscow for bars. So if this is an issue, if this is a proper stereotype, surely I should see some inebriated men there. So look closely at the streets as we go through this video and ask yourself, is this what you thought Russia looked like? I'm not sure where this place is actually, but I do see a club down here that I passed by in a previous video. And I know I'm in the general area, so we'll see how the men look. Are they in their right mind? Are the women thin and beautiful? Do I see Adidas tracksuits? Do I hear Latin music? Even though I'm in Russia. Is it an international place? Are there bears on the street? What was the other one? I know I ruled out snow already. To be honest, as far as bears on the streets, I never heard that rumor until I started meeting Russians. Uh-oh. Do you see what I see? Is it true? Oh man. You guys saw that, right? Well, I guess that's it. It's been proved. I saw an Adidas tracksuit. In terms of grumpiness, I mean, I don't see a bunch of happy people, but I wouldn't say that they're necessarily grumpy either. So they're not smiling, but they're not smiling. I don't know if it's because it's a big city or because it's a cold place or just genetically Slavic people are different. So bears on the street is not a thing that I ever thought about before I met my wife. And since then, from time to time, Russians like to tell me that Americans have that stereotype. As far as things that Americans have asked me about Russia, one guy asked if Russians have cell phones, and he was sincere. Another person thought that religious extremists were from Russia. I know that sounds silly, but just another reason to do this channel. So I moved here 8 days before the special military operation, so I've been here for a little bit. And to be fair, I probably see one person who looks like they might be drunk probably once in 2 months. And I don't think that's any different from what I saw in America. So, you know, is alcoholism a problem? Sure, but I think it is everywhere. So I don't know that that stereotype is fair, but maybe I'm wrong. So along with crosswalks, Moscow has, especially in the center, but not only in the center, lots of underground tunnels instead of crosswalks. So it's much easier to just keep on moving as a pedestrian. This is the general area where I hear people like to go to bars. I hear. Maybe the person who told me is wrong. I think every city has a place like this. And so far, it looks pretty safe and clean to me. I mean, I've been to bar type areas in cities in other countries, and they can look pretty rough. Alrighty, so here we go. Be on the lookout. Look at the men. Look at the ladies. Look at the faces. What do you see? Leave a comment. Let me know. So again, as far as being grumpy or not smiling from an emotional state, I feel like the faces are typical. As far as being thin and beautiful, I'll let you decide that. From what you see here in this video, leave a comment, let me know. I definitely would say more thin on average, I think. I still do not see any bears in the streets though. Okay, so we've ruled out snow all year round, and there are Adidas tracksuits, at least one. So I'm an American with a Russian wife and 5 kids. I've been here for almost 2 years. I'm 49, and I am still super impressed with how clean and safe and stylistic this city is in a very wonderful way. It's the quality of life here is just amazing. And in case you did not know, yes, Russia is in Europe. Russia is Europe. It's also in Asia, but this is the European side. And as you can see, there are lots of police in Russia, but they really are here to help you. If you are obeying the law, you have nothing to be afraid of in terms of police. And you know, if you're thinking of immigrating here, if you're not satisfied with your own country, feel free to email my wife. Her email is listed below in this and every other full video description. So like London, it just seems to go on and on, like just this matrix of restaurants and bars and shops everywhere. I can't cover the whole thing today, obviously. But leave a comment and tell me where you're from or where you have lived, and let us know, how does this compare to what you've experienced in your life, as far as the people, the buildings, the stereotypes. Do they match what you've heard, and how do they compare to where you're from? I mean, it's cleanliness, safety, all that stuff. So, you know, the stereotypes can be fun and funny, but, you know, I don't know that they really hold up when you come to Moscow with the camera and walk around. Maybe this video can set off a new set of stereotypes about Russia. Russia, haha, they've got clean streets. Russia, haha, you're not going to be molested by criminals when you walk around by yourself. Yeah, I expected to see a drunk person here. I have not seen a one, and I'm about to leave this area. So that was the bar area, and I expected to see maybe one drunk person, not a one. Interesting. Now I'm gonna head somewhere new. And if in your opinion you're watching this video and you're thinking, wow, the women are pretty, I can comfort you with this fact that I am not hunting for pretty women in this video. I am just filming at random, and what you see is what you get, because I want this video to be accurate. I need to find a climactic spot to end this video. And I don't know if you can see or not, because this is, I don't think this camera I have today zooms in, but that is the Kremlin wall in the distance. So, are you disappointed or are you impressed? Has your paradigm of Russia or Russians changed? This right here is Goom Mall, which borders Red Square. And don't get too excited, I've heard Red Square is closed for a week or so. It's open more than it's closed, but they will close it to use it for special events. So we'll see what we can see. You can see up close, Goom Mall is like a palace. Very nice. A tour bus. Looks like something you'd see in London. Okay, so if you don't know yet, that's St. Basil's, the famous church. That is the Kremlin clock tower. Then this is Red Square behind me, and it is got work being done on it. They're setting up for something. Alright, well, let's go inside the famous Goom Mall. This place is always breathtaking. Is this what you thought shopping malls looked like in Russia? Do shopping malls look like this in your city? I actually have a full video that I filmed in here. If you'd like to see more of this place, I'll put the link below. Still no bears though. But this place is gorgeous. So nice. It's got the appropriate old-fashioned music on. They're already starting to decorate for spring. I see like spring flower decorations and the trees. This place is historic, and even before it was built, it was the trading center for Moscow. They're selling famous ice cream there. You can see Red Square from this side too. I walked through the entire mall, and they've opened up this corner as well. So what you get to see here is their giant red castle on this front end. I call it the front end. This is their State Historic Museum. And then here's the famous Red Square. That's Lenin's tomb. Again, there's the clock tower, beautiful trees. Famous city walk that comes off of Red Square. Got some old-fashioned people here dressing up for photos. These lights are up year-round. It is not December. And I have now seen my final piece to this video that I want to show you to try and tick off everything on the list, make sure everything's covered. And that is that there's a bear on the street in Moscow, in Russia. Does this count though? This guy is a statue. I'm not sure if he counts or not. And I think now it's time to get something to eat. At a Soviet-style restaurant. Is Moscow what you thought it was? Is Russia what you thought it was? Would you come here? Would you be safe here? Has this video challenged your ideas of what Russia is, of what Russian culture is? Also, click the box to see what happens next. Also, don't forget to follow us on our Telegram channel. The link is below in the description if you want more daily updates on our life here in Russia. Would you ever vacation here? Would you bring your children here? Find out right now. And what Russia's like, I don't know what to say. So nice. Stand up, sure.
Center.
Okay, stay in the center. All right, let me stop this.